6-6 at one point. I don't know what it is. 10 of 11, 1-10 of 11. What do you think has allowed you guys to hit your stride here?
I think defensively. I mean that's kind of the obvious answer, isn't it? But we really amped up the intensity, and guys have really bought in what we had to do, what we've got to do on that end, and I think it helps that we got off that early season schedule. That was pretty brutal. So being at home a little bit and playing a normal NBA schedule kind of helped us as well.
Yeah, I mean, being third or whatever it is in defensive efficiency. I mean, I think nobody had you guys pegged that high. I mean, why do you think you guys have been that good on that end?
Guys have bought in. Again, I think it's from 1 to 15. Obviously, like Z's been highlighted a lot really recently, and he deserves it and deserves the praise he's been getting on both ends. But seeing it start from the top down is if Z's playing defense and scoring 30, how are the rest of us not going to buy in on that end? So our leaders have done a really good job of stepping up and leading by example, and the rest of us just following suit.
You might be good at basketball, right?
I think he's got a future in this thing. Yeah.
And y'all were playing well on defense during the playoff run last year. Do you think anything in particular has improved this year compared to what y'all were doing last year?
I think a level of care. I mean, I think a level of care and know-how. Obviously, me and CJ had just gotten here, and I had really just coming off surgery, so I didn't have my ability to stay in front of guards. I wasn't ready for that then, but now I am, and it certainly helps our switching unit that we have guys 1 through 5 that can actually know what we're doing and able to sit down and guard 5 positions.
And Larry, they don't give you hang you the banner for being first place in December, but what does it mean to be number 1 seed right now for this team?
It means we've done what we're supposed to do. There's nobody in this building that's surprised right now. When we were 6-6, you had a bunch of guys that were, irritated at being that. So I think we're carrying on business as usual, and it's great to see ourselves atop the standings. But that's just like you said, there's no award for being first in December.
I know you weren't here last year, but at this point last year they were 7-20, near the bottom of the NBA. Now near the top of the NBA when it comes to the standings. At least allow yourself to enjoy it a little bit. I know you still have 58 games left.
I mean, it's cool to see it. The Pelicans posted on Twitter. Guys, I have my fun on Twitter and I see it and whatnot. But I mean, if we had 2 days off or something, I might take a day to revel in it. But we don't get a day. We have one of our rivals coming in this building tomorrow and Sunday. So we don't have time to revel in it. And all these guys want to do is we have a real good opportunity to cement that number 1 spot right now. And I think everybody's looking forward to doing just that.
You mentioned the way that the schedule, the way the season works, a ton of road games, but it's kind of flipped the other way. What do you think about just the way that you guys have taken advantage of being home so much, as well as just the atmosphere that seems to keep building in the arena? Yeah,
no, it's great. Again, the fans have been incredible, and the home support is great. It's something that Detroit starts making a little run last night, and the fans get louder and louder for us. Whether it's OKC makes a little run, the fans get louder and louder for us. So it's they've had our back all year, and again, we've said it from the beginning. They keep showing up, we'll keep putting on a show for them to watch.
How difficult is it to come up with those game summaries after the game?
I'm sorry?
How difficult is it to come up with those game summaries?
Some games write themselves. Other ones, Other ones I got to search a little bit, but. Again, I'm just having my little fun on Twitter before it all ends.
Larry, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the best team you've ever been on was the lone season you spent with LeBron and Cleveland. Yeah. Do you see any comparisons or maybe some differences between that team and this team?
Well, shoot, that was for like half a season. I texted my family, like, they sent me the number 1 thing, the screenshot of us in the standing. I sent them, I don't even know what to do with myself. Like, it's 8 years now, and I've been looking for a team like this. So it's been a lot of fun, but it's cool, man. I just like I said, I don't want these guys to get too high on it because it is just December. But at the same time, it's an accomplishment that we do need to recognize and know that that's a target on our back now. That's a target on our back.
Jose obviously goes out last night with the ribs, but shows back up on the bench, wrapped ribs and all, doing all the things that Jose does. What do you mean to watch him still beat him despite trying to hold his side at the same time.
Would you expect anything different?
Not.
Did you expect anything different? No, it was great to see him back on the bench. Obviously, you see somebody go down. Obviously, anything non-contact, the contact in the torso area, you're generally concerned, for their health. And so, I was in the game at the time, and I didn't get to necessarily see what transpired, him going back in the tunnel and coming back out. But when I checked back out of the game and saw him there, it was like, oh, I forgot. It's great to see you back out here. Like, it's good you're doing well. And again, he's, bounced around at practice today, so I think he's feeling pretty good. And again, I'm just happy for him and us that looks like something serious is avoided.
Larry, right when that happened, I think you were one of the first teammates to get to his side, and I think you motioned to the bench for somebody to come down. Did you tell that something was wrong, or did he say something to you that he was really hurt?
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess in the spirit of the World Cup, there are guys that are gonna roll around and flop around on the ground with trying to get a call for something, and Jose's not one of those guys. So, when you saw him in pain like that, you knew he's not faking it. I don't think we have guys that are gonna milk an injury, and so. That's why, him motion anything, anywhere in the stomach, it's a safe bet to hey, come on out, let's check him out. Make sure he's all right. And again, my immediate response is grab a towel, make sure, see if we can block any cameras and whatnot trying to get in there. So, like I said, I'm just happy he's up and moving.
You guys haven't faced the Suns at home since that historic effort by Chris Paul to close out the series and get them 3 times in essentially a week. You like that? Does it feel like there's a rivalry being built? Does it feel like a little mini playoff series happening here between y'all two?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like both teams are going to go into it with a little bit of gusto, whether it's because of last year's playoff series or just because we're 1 and 2 in the standings. There's a little bit to it, and I'm not giving you guys anything I don't know, but I hope Jose plays because that just adds more to the game, with that little rivalry or whatever you want to call it. So, I think. Playing Phoenix is a game we're going to always get up for. Just if for no other reason than 1 and 2 in the standings, and you always want to beat someone's former team, and we're all trying to get this one for Willie.
How much do you think the steals, the deflections, playing in the passing lanes, that kind of stuff has become part of the team's defensive identity?
That's who we are. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to be. What's nice is we have guys. Guys like, Najee and Jose that are going to play passing lanes and Herb that are going to play passing lanes where, to a certain extent, I'm more cautious of a defender. So when they go play passing lanes, I'll be back waiting just in case they don't get it. So we've got a good mix of aggressive and a few anchors back there making sure that, when and if they don't get it, we got guys still back playing defense.